Okay. My presentation was on the first derivatives and sketching graphs. In order to find the first derivative, you have to use the power rule, which is basically bringing the exponent to the front, as you can see, and subtracting this exponent by 1, and you get the new exponent, which is 3. And so you do the same thing to this one. You bring the 3 to the front, and you multiply it, and you get 12. And then once you have your whole y prime would be equal to 4x to the third power minus 12x to the second power. And then this is the equation we're working with. And once you find your y prime, the y prime is equal to 0. So then you get 0 equals 4x to the third power minus 12x to the second power. Once you do that, the 4x squared, you factor it out, so it would be 4x squared times x minus 3. And the 4x squared is equal to 0, and you just subtract it inside. X equals 3, x minus 3 equals 0. So then you would, when you do that, you would get 0. So 0 and 3 would be your critical points. Once you find your critical points, you put it down on the wiggle graph, which is basically this. You put down your critical points, and then you have to put a number that comes before it and after it. So for 0, we have -1 and 1, and for 3, we can use 1 as well because it comes before it, and we can use 4. So you plug those in. And once you have chosen your x values, you plug in the values, x values, back into your y prime, and you just use basic algebra to figure out your answer. So for -1, we got -16. For 1, we got -8, and for 4, we got +64. So from this, you can start to see what your graph is going to look like. Okay, once you figure out your critical points, you figure out whether they're negative or positive. So on our critical points, we got negative to 0 to negative to 0 to positive. So what we did, we basically just graphed it out. Since you know it's going to be negative to negative, it's going to curve down like this. And since you know it's going to be positive, you make it curve back up. So at 0, it's going to be 0, and at 3, it's going to be 0, 3. So this is your point of inflection, and this is your absolute minimum.